Hi everyone, welcome to the latest Well Chuffed vlog. In this vlog we're going to be taking a trip back to 1976, having a look at the Hornby catalogue from that year. There's me and Peter Wingard from Department S, Jason King on the front cover there. And we're also going to look at the new kids on the block, Mainline, to see what they had to offer in their first catalogue. It's a bit traumatic for me going back to 1976 because I was doing a bit of research on the year, prior to this.
Okay.
And I was looking at some of the music, and all I can say is thank God we had a heatwave that year, because I would not want to be stuck in watching Top of the Pops. For example,
Oh dear.
sorry, I gotta get it off my chest. Best-selling song of the year, Save Your Kisses for Me.
I love that song.
Yeah. Don't Go Breaking My Heart, Elton John and Kiki D, number
I love
2.
that one.
That's okay. Number 3, Mississippi by Pussycat. Don't know what that is. Dancing Queen by ABBA, I Can Let Go. A little bit more, Dr. Hook, If You Leave Me Now, Chicago. They're okay. Fernando, ABBA, not too bad. I Love to Love, But My Baby Loves to Dance, Tina Charles. 8th best-selling song that year. Number 9, gets worse, The Roussos Phenomenon by Demis Roussos. Thank God it was hot, because I would not want to be stuck in listening to this. Shawaddy Waddy. The Wurzels. This is the best sellers of this year. Leo Sayer,
I love Leo Sayer.
Billy Ocean, Barry White. No Charge by J.J. Barrett. That is one of the worst songs ever made.
I don't remember that.
It's awful. Go and listen to it. It's quite funny.
Alright.
Oh my God, it's awful. Misty Blue by Dorothy Moore. Who's that? Never heard of it. Oh, number 39 best-selling song of the year, Cider Drinker, The Wurzels. There's one good one here, Let's Stick Together by Brian Ferry. Oh, and The Killing of Georgie, Rod Stewart, that's a good one. And As Is Elvis, The Girl of My Best Friend. Awful. Oh, the best-selling albums, Greatest Hits by ABBA, number 1. Can't fault that.
Got that.
20 Golden Greats by the Beach Boys,
Oh.
number 2. Number 3, Forever and Ever, Demis Roussos.
Everybody remembers that one.
Slim Whitman, Glenn Campbell. Oh, the best sellers of that year was awful.
Right, come on then.
However, good film that year, my favourite, The Omen.
Oh no. I don't like horrors.
No?
No, definitely not. Didn't like that. Scared me to death.
Really?
Everything does though, so.
That's what children are like. You keep drinking your beer, nobody's watching, don't you worry. Now, TV shows making their debut in the UK. Paddington.
Alright.
Rent a Ghost. Multicoloured Swap Shop.
Oh gosh.
Sure, a few people tried swapping the model railway for a rally grifter or whatever they had there. The New Avengers.
Ah.
Underrated, I think. Oh, and a show underneath it, making its debut on 15th of November 1976, Pauline's Quirks. You don't believe me, do you?
Oh yeah.
But the good thing about it is, it's actually a gatefold image, look.
Ah, right, okay. Oh, a little bit battered here, but.
Yeah, there's actually oil in it there, look. It's how the magic is made. So you've got a couple of factory images there, Flying Scotsman being produced.
I'd like to go to one of the factories to see how they're done.
Then you've got the Hornby Clockwork set. We've actually got one of those wagons.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
It's not our... I won't say it's our worst model, to be fair. So that's clockwork. So you can use that outside. So now we're onto the electric ones. You've got a battery controller there. That come in handy for some of our videos. We are planning on that we can't tell anybody about.
Where the magic really begins.
Apparently so, yeah. The first set here is the pickup goods set. Well, there's me.
I was going to say that could be you.
I don't know who she is. Yeah, you got the red and white Catalogues wagon. I want one of those. He's got more freckles than I had. But it was a hot year, 76, wasn't it? So you need to cover up. Oh, look.
Look.
It's I've put a poll on, or I'm going to be putting a poll on YouTube to name them Bobby and Lola. But which one is going to be which? New that year, R1174 Rural Rambler set. And it says the latest addition to the Hornby range of sets, a period train typical of the era when style and grace were the rule rather than the exception.
I love what they put in these sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of it's codswallop, isn't it? Then moving one down. That's a tank we see quite a lot.
Yes.
But we never bought one. I do like the red and white Catalogues. And underneath we have the 37 with the mail coach. The not very prototypical mail coach. It was actually a Continental model. I think they phased it out around this time.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So we got the Flying Scotsman at the top. The 31. It's a nice model.
It is.
And Duck at the bottom there. If you know Thomas. A few images of how the couplings and whatnot work. So have a quick look at the 31. I mean, it's quite an old model by this time. We're starting to phase these motors out, you know, these old metal ones in favour of the Ringfield ones, very shortly anyway. I mean, there's no cab detail whatsoever in this, and it is very light. I think all the weight is from the bogie. I don't think there's anything actually inside it. Right, what have we here? Where the magic starts to grow. He's got a turtle on his t-shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty good. It matches his batteries he's got there as well. So he's got his Flying Scotsman, started doing the scenery. Back in the day then, they used to use chicken wire and put papier mâché over the top.
Ah, right.
They tend not
okay.
to do that anymore.
No. I mean, it looks okay though, doesn't it? From
Yeah, it
what
looks
they've done.
alright, yeah. He seems happy enough. There he is again. Oh, he's upgraded. His dad. Must be out to be his dad, doesn't it? I think it's his granddad.
You reckon?
Yeah, I reckon so. He seems to be having fun anyway. Still got his t-shirt. And these are the old controllers. I used to have a couple like this. They were okay. They weren't as good as the H&M Clippers, I don't think. It's got your point controls and everything there.
Let's have a look.
Starship Enterprise, isn't it? So you get the main one, then you bump these slave units on, they just plug in, you know, as you expand the layout.
Right, I see.
Not bad.
No?
Now look at the locos. So is that one Sir Dinidam? We see quite a lot of those for sale. Very glossy. Top one needs no introduction. When it was in the nice green. I'm only joking. The green it's in now is nice, but everybody got so used to seeing it in the Apple LNER green.
Yeah.
When they repainted it, a lot of people didn't like it.
Oh.
We prefer the Mallard anyway, don't we?
Yeah.
Very basic loco under there, the J83. And the black Northeastern loco, the B12. And yours is the 040 industrial tank.
Industrial tank.
And a Hall class Albert Hall.
Ah.
So that one's still loco drive as well. I think they haven't fully moved to doing the steam with the tens drive just yet. I think that was in the next year or two. So we look at all these going back. Now this is a nice picture, photo. I like this. That's a good layout. So you've got your nice Pullman, Flying Scotsman.
Yeah, it is. I do like that actually.
They're onto the Diesels. So where's this one? The 31. The 37. What I've noticed here, they're both using the same bogie, which is wrong. They're way too chunky. You've got this old, I say old, it was actually new this year, the DMU. I don't know if they've done it in any other colours before that, because it looks older to me. Here we go. The high mech. It looks better in green. As we'll see from the later model, it's better in green, I think. Then you've got your Doc shunts runs there. And over here, we have the IVAT Class 2. We've got a green one of those. That's a nice model.
It is, isn't it?
Silver Seal, travelling first class. So Silver Seal was Hornby basically putting metal tied wheels on the wagons and coaches.
Oh, right.
At one point, you'd have the Silver Seal, which was slightly above the normal range. It was more expensive. So metal tied wheels, high power, low consumption Ringfield motors. So that's these. These are the Silver Seal locos.
Oh, right, okay.
So, you were saying then, these are tender drive. No, these two. Obviously that's this. A completely different motor to what's in the 31. Can't really see it, unfortunately. Oh, they'll do a cutaway. But yeah, very complex motors in them. The original moulding got damaged, so then they did their own version of it. I think think it was a Fleischmann inspired motor. So here, all these coaches are silver seal with metal tyres on the wheels. You've got your Mark 2s, Mark 1 buffet and sleeping car, and more silver seal Mark 1s. So it's the same coach here, just in a different livery, apart from this one, which has the arched window at the end. So these are all silver seal wagons, so they've all got metal tyres. That was one of my favourites when I was a kid. It's one we haven't bought. New for this year, my favourite, 6-wheel sausage wagon. And you got your red and white Catalogues. It was available as a solo model. I was thinking it was just in sets. I know the Heinz Baked Bean ones was just in sets. We say so the same wagon, but this has got metal wheels.
Right.
Still do that, that's the same as the Beetle ones you get now.
Very busy.
31, your Albert Hall, your Ivar, the Dock Shunter, and there's Duck in the background.
That's really busy.
Your favourite, the crane.
I do like a crane.
The little crane. And the track cleaning wagon. I think that must have been one of the last years for that. It probably was the last year.
Oh, right.
We see them for sale. I think that just rotates round in the wagon until it's used up and you replace it.
Good idea.
Remember this, don't we?
We do.
Pretty good, that.
A lot of faffing about to get it up and running.
It was a lot better than what's on the other page. It's saying it's new for that year. I mean, we know it came out in the 50s. I think they might have updated it a bit, or give it something different type of wagon maybe, or updated it. No, it was around for years.
All right.
I mean, they're still doing this, I believe. Not that particular coach.
No.
They've done a modern one now, because that's based on a foreign design. It's not a real UK coach. In a few years, you couldn't get away with stuff like that.
No.
And the signals. So these are all new for this year. So there's quite a lot of new products this year, wasn't there?
Yeah.
These stations, I think these were phased out the next year. Someone says they're new. Is that the buffer stop? I don't think the stations were new this year at all. I think they were around for quite a long time before this.
I like the bridges because, you see so many. You can just have them as long as you want, can't you?
You could, yeah. They used to be a thingy bridge, suspension bridge as well. House and buildings. He's back with his granddad. So these are the kits. I mean, the kits look pretty good actually. I mean, the plastic, like the shop there. You wouldn't call it a shop, you call it a village store in here, I see. Village shop it is. The track plans book. I've got that one somewhere. Looked through that one day. I had a couple of layouts inspired by ones in there. So you take it as your basis and just sort of add to it how you wanted. Hornby in the home.
My goodness, look at that.
That's some device for unmentionable, doesn't it? Is that Ray we saw the other year?
Sorry.
Oh, that's good. I like that. What can we see on there? There's Duck, there's a 2MT, there's Scotsman, there's your little blue one. You're saying, Grandad, I wanted a bloody train. They're quite good actually, those. Wood and metal, cloth and cordage are the components of the shipwright kit. Well, I'll keep an eye out for one of those, made out of wood. Queen Mary. The Yamamoto. Queen Elizabeth. It's like the United States. I don't know what that one is. Canberra, maybe. The Bismarck. And what's that there? Could be the hood. Honestly, I'm not a geek.
No, not at all, darling. It's very thin.
It is, because it was the very first catalogue they did.
And it was 16p.
16 pence it was indeed, yeah. So the first real challenger to Hornby. I mean, you had Lima, but their models at this point, the English ones at least, weren't that good. They just stopped doing HO, I think, at this point in time. So the loco we're looking at here is one probably Mainline we're the most famous for. In the diesels at least, being the first one they brought out. They continued doing it and improving it. They did a green one as well. It came out the same year, I think. So let's have a look at it now. It's one massive loco.
Look at them wheels, man.
I think they call it a One Coco One.
Is it? Is that how they've worked
I
it?
think it's called that, yeah.
Look at it all. The mechanism.
But what impresses
You
me
struggled
most...
to get it on the
Yeah.
track.
I mean, it's a good finish on it. It's called the Manchester Regiment, by the way. I don't know if it's got cab detail. I can't tell. I think it has, actually. Yeah, I think it has got cab detail. Quite nice moulding on the roof. You notice the colour, it's like a dark brown. It's not like a tacky looking black, is it? But yeah, for your first model, Hornby must have been bricking it. When you look at what they were doing, I mean, these aren't their newest models at the time, but
In comparison.
I'm not saying one's better or worse, but you'd think you've had that market all to yourself pretty much for a few years.
Yeah.
And these turn up at a very good price as well. They weren't more expensive.
Ah, right, okay.
Well, yeah, a very nice model. It hasn't got the separate handrails,
Is it not?
unfortunately. No. But they are picked out, they are noticeable.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you look on the Hornby one, they're actually metal. They are metal, separate one. The first thing you notice about them is the quality of the paint finish.
Yeah.
And you know, the colours, they're really, really nice. You have these lovely tank engines, which we bought for a £10 bargain, which is here. So I've got the sticker on it with a £10. It's a different livery, but it's the same model.
Yeah.
It hasn't got cab detail. You can see the motoring. That was changed by Bachmann when they made it years later. The coaches, such a small range, pretty good models. You know, not light years ahead of Hornby, but in some areas they are. Like, you know, the coloured end, just being all black. But the wagons were, for me, one of the best things they did. Quite toy-like, but with metal tired wheels. When everybody's had one of those, then you get your Mainline one. And the quality of the paint finish on it is astounding.
It just looks more detailed in general though, doesn't it?
It's not perfect, but you've got to think this is 40 odd years ago. So it's a nice tanker. You've got separate wires here,
Yeah.
one down there. The one drawback for me is you've still got plastic wheels. And your brake shoes aren't in line with the wheels, but you've got these fantastic sprung couplings. And they're actually a couple up closer together, which is more realistic.
Right. But yeah, it's nice.
I mean, Airfix came out around about this time, maybe later on in 76, maybe early 77, and their wagons were even better, I think. Because on many of them, the brake shoes were lined up. They had an even smaller coupling, which they did eventually change. It's something new, nobody's ever seen these before, of this quality,
Yeah.
and at a really good price. I mean, that door's open on these. The diesel was £9.99 then, the Class 45. The steam loco, the big one, was £12.99, and the little tank engine started at £6.75. We'd have to find a Hornby catalogue to compare to, unfortunately, which we haven't got one for that year. So it's a start.
Yeah.
You know, I think this layout was taken around the toy fairs and the shows. You know.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Paletoy division of General Mills, not Union Mills, Colville, Leicester. Right, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll catch you again. Next time, I think we'll be looking at doing something in the 1980s. I've still got some of the clothes from then, but yeah, thanks for watching. See you again.